3. Its parent company, Ringer Broadcasting Inc., its owners and associates take no responsibility for the opinions or statements made by the talk show hosts, callers, or their guests. Statements or show topics are not necessarily the beliefs of this radio station.
You're now tuned in to Outside the Roundtable with your host, H.L. Seiler, where we discuss issues that affect us all. Good afternoon. Welcome to Outside the Roundtable. I'm your host, the sometimes controversial, but always entertaining H.L. Seiler. How's everybody doing today? And welcome to show 140. Amen. 140. And as we make our way toward 3 years on the air, sometime around, I think, March or April when I started, God is good. And before we start the show, like I do before every show, each and every day, I got to give all praise to my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. I can do all things to my Lord and Savior. I could not do anything without the Lord in my life. I love you, Father. And I also want everybody to continue to pray for Lincoln Corbett Christian in his battle. We praying for you. We praying for you, Cornbread. And hope you get well and get back home soon, bro. So let's just keep praying for Corbett Christian. Amen. So having said that, everybody ready today? I said, is everybody ready? Well, then let's get to it. Number here today, 386-868-3411. That's 386-868-3411. January 6th Commission. I got a question for some listeners today. The January 6th Commission recommended that Trump be charged. What I want to know from some callers today, do you think the DOJ, Department of Justice, is going to charge Trump or not? That's what I want people to answer today. Do you think he's going to get charged or not? They issued a criminal referral form. So you think Merrick Garland and DOJ going to pick it up or what? I'm interested to know, because y'all know how I feel about it. But do anybody, 386-868-3411, does anybody think Donald Trump going to get charged by the Department of Justice? And tell me why. If you feel that way, call in and tell me why. I want to hear somebody else's opinion today about, do they think Donald Trump going to get charged? That's what I would like to know today from my listeners. And if he is charged, do you think a jury in this country, they can find a jury in this country that will convict him? Because you know he was impeached twice in the Senate. Senate Republicans refused to convict him. So, considering that he has inroads in about 30% of the Republicans, or 30% of this country, seems like that's what, one out of 7 or 3 out of 10. It's going to be hard to find a jury void of any of those people. When you consider that, 30% of the population is entrenched as far as Trump supporters go. So I'd like to know today from my listeners, if he is charged, do you think first of all, do you think he's going to get charged? Or do you feel he should get charged? Because some people feel some people feel he don't need to be charged. I feel he needs to be charged. I feel he's too much malfeasance, too much corruption out in the open for us not to make. I think he should be made example out of, so we can ensure that this never happens again. I mean, that's how I feel about it. I'm here to stimulate conversation while assimilating information, but I feel that the Department of Justice need to charge him, and maybe they will. But I'm not so sure that we can find a jury in America that will convict him. Huh? I'm not so sure we can find a jury in America that will convict Donald Trump, even if he is brought up on charges, even if he does have a trial. It's gonna always. I feel like it's gonna always be that one person, that one staunch a Trump supporter at that jury pool. It's always gonna be one, if not more than one. I could be wrong, but do you think there's a jury in America that would convict Donald Trump? I'm interested to hear that, the answer to that. Because I think if he's charged, I don't think a jury won't convict him. I just don't. I mean, I could be vain, cynical and all that, but that's my take. I think all this for show. I think all this for show because it seems I feel that Donald Trump has information on a lot of people that we don't know about. That's the only way I can look at it, especially Merrick Garland. I could be wrong, but the DOJ and Merrick Garland needs to do their job. He's got to be the most docile attorney general I've ever seen in my life. And I mean, he just needs to do his job. And that's all I got to say about that. I mean, you can call in and give your take. I think the pressure going to be too much. The evidence is too overwhelming. They're going to indict him. But they ain't gonna never convict him. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. And I told you guys, in my opinion, I don't think it's a jury in America that will convict Donald Trump. I just don't think so. I could be wrong. But remember, this entire platform was created with our listeners in mind. Because here outside the round table, we stimulate conversation while assimilating information in an attempt to find the solutions to the problems that we face, that all of us face each and every day. And excuse this squeaky chair I got on Saturday today. It's making a lot of noise. my producer looking on laughing at me. I'm trying not to move because it's squeaking and squeaking. But our country is in bad shape. Because what we have allowed, excuse me 1 minute, we're going to change seats. We're going to change chairs. Thank you, sir. Oh, yeah, this is much better. This is from the YouTube and for the camera, for YouTube and Twitter and all that. But anyway, and Facebook too. But I just think the country in bad shape because we're allowing fringe groups or fringe segments of the Republican, mainly the kooks like Marjorie Greene and Kevin McCarthy and all them, to run the narrative, you know. I just, I hate to say this, but, the American people have got to wake up. I know we're busy taking care of the kids, paying the bills, running errands, and all this. And this is why it's important for shows like this. Community shows for the community to take the pulse of the community in real time. That's why it's important for shows like this to be on the air, because we all got to get engaged. That's why it's important that you go to the GoFundMe account, put $5 or $10 in a GoFundMe account, because this is a community show. So it's going to take a community to keep it going. Huh? We provide a platform for you to be able to call in and express yourself. And we're attempting, and also we need to do away with apathy. We got the most apathetic community. The Native Black community is the most apathetic community there is. We got to get engaged, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing changes if nothing changes. You know, I can't even watch college sports because the kids out there not getting paid. All the money being made off of them, they ain't getting paid. And we sitting around letting them do it. Modern day slavery. Instead of picking cotton in the field, they're playing football in the field, but they're still in the field. Still ain't getting that. And still money being made off their back. Native Black community need to step up to the plate. We absent. Say you love your kids so much. We need to get behind this solid doctrine that I'm trying to push. We need a players union for the players, college players, football and basketball. There needs to be a national college player union for basketball and football players in this country. Everybody got representation but the players. Team got lawyers, coaches got lawyers. Everybody got lawyers and representation but the players. And I cannot stress to you, and I cannot say it more emphatically, that we need to demand that we see the books, because I keep telling you, everything don't change in this whole apparatus except the compensation of the players. It's hard to make tens of millions of dollars and you don't get nothing. I don't understand why that's so hard to see. All we gotta do is say, let's see the books. And I'm gonna say this again. They don't want you to see the books. I guarantee they don't want you to see, but they're making money hand over fist on our kids. They're making money hand over fist on our kids. But the kids, the only antiquated model that's still thriving is the kids playing without compensation. Now that's still thriving. They don't even went to portals, which is really free agency. They do everything to benefit the coaches. See, we drive a whole nother economy that we don't even realize. All the coaches all over this country, we paying their salaries. But at no time do they think about the kids that put them in a position to get those salaries. We just sheep. We just like cattle. But I'm here to tell you that would have such a profound effect financially, fiscally, in the Native Black communities. Because I can't stress enough that we be bringing home college graduates, and we be bringing home college graduates not in debt, but college graduates with some money in their pocket to come back in the community, to invest, to buy a home, to start a business, to start their life off with. That's a win-win situation for everybody involved. It doesn't make no sense for me to go to a school and play 4 years and they made $500-600 million, $700-800 million, almost $1 billion while I was there, and I didn't get nothing. I come home in debt with no degree. Now, how much sense that made? And this is why I constantly stress the solid doctrine. Solid doctrine, if the solid doctrine implemented, When you transfer, you play right away. You don't have to ask no coach for permission to leave. You want to leave, you leave. 18, 22 years old, you shouldn't have to sit out. That's your prime. You want to see they did the transfer portal so they could do it on their benefit, for their benefit. It's never for the kids and the family these kids come from, and the community these kids come from. It's never for their benefit. I said time and time again, we need more after-school programs. We need golf academies. We need tennis academies. We need soccer academies. Don't see the kids out playing no more. That's why you got 12 and 13-year-olds carrying pistols and shooting people now. Because they're so desensitized with these video games. Make a kid get out and go play. Go do some physical activity. Go climb a tree or something. Just get out of the house and get from under these games. And when I'm talking about every American in this country, I'm talking about we the people. We got to bring back common sense solutions and get back to having politicians who at least got sober thinking. Some of these politicians, they come from I don't know where they come from. But they don't seem like they come from America because they're anti-American. Never have I seen so many people entrusted by the great people of this country actually acting as if they have aversions toward the very people who elected them. They have aversions toward us. And I just want the American people to sit back and study the voting pattern of these congressional Republicans. They say love America, they want to make America great again, but you vote no for everything that will make America great again. Let's fix the road. Can we get some money to fix the roads and the bridges? Can we take a vote? Republicans vote no. But how you gonna make America great again? That's an oxymoron, it's a paradox. You make America great again by fixing the bridges and the roads, don't you think? That's why I keep telling you, Trump and his administration did not love this country. And if he had any forethought, he would still been president. Because all he had to do was deal with COVID better than he dealt with it, and show a little concern. Because he showed us he ain't had no concerns. Because he went and played golf every day right in the midst of the pandemic. If he had a little sense enough just to play it off and act like he cared, he got reelected. If the Republicans don't go and overturn, they wait after the midterm and overturn Roe v. Wade, they would have had a Senate in the House right now. Whoever idea it was for the Republicans was a drastic blunder to roll back Roe v. Wade right before the midterms. How dumb can you be? And you think there ain't gonna be no pushback and blowback behind that? That's why I say these conservatives, they spend all these millions and millions of dollars in these think tanks, but they make dumb moves. If Trump act like he love America so great and he act like he love American people and give him stimulus money, that he would have been reelected. But they're so greedy and so tone deaf to the noise in the streets. They're so tone deaf to the noise in the street that they make unforced errors, shoot themselves in the foot. Trump could have been, if I was been Trump representative or Trump consultant for Trump, he'd have got reelected easy. All he had to do was step up to COVID, and he got reelected. But he showed the people how much disdain he had for him. And whoever idea was to overturn Roe v. Wade, before the midterms, they ought to fire that person. They're supposed to wait till after the midterms. But it's not hard to notice that these Republicans in Congress vote no to anything that will remotely help this country. And you don't have to take my word, ladies and gentlemen. I'm an independent. I ain't Democrat. I ain't Republican. I'm independent. I'm just telling you how it is. All you gotta do is go look. When you get some time, go look. I deal with fact-based information on this show. They vote no for anything that will remotely help this country. You got Republicans trying to do away with Social Security. Rick Scott, another clown, billionaire. Don't know what it is to be worried about paying the rent, or worried about paying the car note, or worried about, how you gonna buy this for your kids, or how you gonna get this for your kids. Not a worry in the world. Billionaire. But yeah, he can sit talking about taking away your Social Security that you paid into. See, this is why they got to get rid of monopolies. Because when you got these people, they become billionaires, they got all this money. It's like they got nothing to do but experiment with the American people. We out here trying to live. We ain't no sheep. We ain't playing no games. This is real out here. And for a senator, I don't care if you're Republican or not, to broach doing away with Social Security, are you kidding me? He should have been heckled off stage. And I say all the time, you can't make America great again when you vote no to everything. And I keep telling you, my daddy always told me, I hear you rap, but let me see your map. Their map is totally different from their rap. Their rap is like they love the American people so much. But their action, their map, they vote corporate, they vote with big corporations every time. Every time. They vote with major corporations every time. And it's going to continue to happen until we revisit Citizens United, until we get rid of this dog money in Washington that permeates through Washington right now. But these politicians being bought off. We should have serious concerns, ladies and gentlemen. Their rap does not match their map. We used to call that, back in the day, talking out both sides of your neck. And that's what these Republicans do. They talk out both sides of their necks. And let me say this. It ain't hard for us to get the right politicians again. All we gotta do is put some rules and stipulations that you can't be running for office and out there casting aspersions on people, lying on people. Casting aspersions and lying on people openly, and it can easily be proven. Like the Republican that was transfixing, photoshopping, defund the police on their opponents, who never was for defunding the police, but they put a defund the police shirt on the person like they were wearing a defund police shirt, and them people ain't never said nothing about defunding the police. See, we cannot allow these people to be like used car salesmen to continue to keep lying to the American people. We as people got to stand up and say enough of this. We entrust you in positions of power and trust. And once you violate that, you need to be dealt with harshly. Not a slap on the wrist. Ladies and gentlemen, these people are in a position of trust, and they should be held to an even higher standard, don't you think? Not a lower standard. Got Matt Gaetz going around. He's still, whatever happened to Matt Gaetz, he's still going around running his mouth. But here go a man that was running around the country with an underage girl, flying all over, having sex with her. Now you know if that would been a black politician, they'd be talking about that ad nauseum. But tone deaf. Tone deaf. I just think we got it backwards. I just think that when we entrust people with a badge and a gun and entrust them with our life, first of all, they don't need to be out of high school. They need to have psychological workup. They need to have a college degree. They can get better police officers. Because now you got somebody who don't dealt with different ethnics and different races of people. I mean, this immunity for police officers. You know, you got police officers still shooting us down, killing us, and getting away with it. It should be a life or death situation when you get pulled over by the police. And see, what America don't realize is Native blacks, we traumatized in this country. Can't call the police because they might come and kill us. We traumatized. With all the pain and suffering from 300 or 400 years of slavery. Where the pain and suffering? It's still inflicting pain on us. And that's why I fought the Native blacks. Because we really hold our own destiny. But we got so much stinking thinking going on in our neighborhoods and in our communities. It's going to be hard to make the change necessary for us to live. But we could do it if we all just get engaged. I just think that, we're at a crossroads right now in this country. And I keep telling those you sitting by not saying nothing because you think it don't affect you, you complicit. You're complicit. Because you know the duplicity that goes on in these police departments. So if you don't say anything, you're just guilty. I just think a lot of change in this country needs to take place for us to even continue as a democracy. All this gerrymandering going on. We need to keep it fair. We need to all this voter suppression going on. There's always something going on to affect us from doing our constitution, doing that we had a constitutional right to vote. But somehow they try to make it harder and harder for us to vote every year, and nothing being said. I feel if you break the law, you should be punished. Plain and simple. Then we all grow up, if you break the law, you got to get punished. I see a culture of tribalism. That's what I see. If I'm a Dem, or if I'm a Republican, or if I'm an independent, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter because at the end of the day, we're all Americans. I keep telling you guys that. We can agree on policies, but we should never disagree on the health of the country, on the safety of the country. We should be all in unison on that. But yeah, still we sit here and we became a culture of instead of love thy neighbor, hate thy neighbor. We got to get back to being, America again. This country don't even look like. This country reminds me of Germany back in the 1990s when they was going through their little white supremacist little era. And that's what it reminds me of. Because instead of going forward, it seems like we're going backwards. I keep telling you, at the end of the day, we're all Americans. When we get invaded, they're not finna come ask you if you're a Republican or a Democrat. They're gonna want to know you're American. Huh? They're gonna want to know if you're American. They ain't gonna even look at your color. They ain't gonna even think about no black or white, or no Mexican, or no Cuban, or none of that. So why are we doing it? I want everybody to be where they could be if they put the work and time in, put the effort in. I want people to be where they want to be. I don't want no favors for nobody else. I don't want no. I want it fair. Keep it fair for everybody. That what makes America great. You can be anything you want to be, if you want to be it. And I can't say that enough. We're all American. When the fight starts off, we're gonna all be in them foxholes together now. And y'all gonna be talking about, oh man, you're a great guy, man. I wish I knew you was a great guy before this war started. Cause everybody watches us arguing among ourselves and sizing us up at the same time. We ain't paying attention. Ain't nobody watching the door. We too busy arguing among ourselves in the house. Nobody locked the door unlocked. People come right in on you. I mean, that's my take on what's going on. 386-868-3411. I could be wrong. I'm controversial. I try to go outside the box a little bit on my analogies. Let people look at things from a different perspective. But I know one thing. We got dysfunction going on in Washington, and we need to try to get rid of this log jam in Washington so they can start getting some stuff done. Because Kevin McCarthy, he want everybody to shut down and wait for the Republicans to take the House back. We got 3 more weeks of work. We don't pay you. We're gonna pay you to do nothing. No pushback. Nobody's saying nothing about what he's saying. And that's you telling us you take your vacation early. Don't do the work. Don't do the will of the people. Don't do the work for the people. I'll let see if he be Speaker of the House. Because half his caucus don't even want him to be Speaker of the House. He's such a flunky. He's such a sycophant to Trump. And then Marjorie Greene and Matt Gaetz gonna run roughshod over him. He'll do anything just to keep that, just to be Speaker of the House. He'll do anything. He's desperate to be Speaker of the House. All these people think about themselves, ladies and gentlemen. They don't think about you at no time doing none of this equation. By the way, also, with the day being Tuesday, you got Christmas coming up, and I was told that everybody food supply 2271 South Ridgewood, inside the South Daytona Shopping Center, will be open Friday, December 23rd at 10 p.m. So I guess they finally opening their doors. Everybody food supply 2271 South Ridgewood, inside the South Daytona Shopping Center, will be opening its doors Friday, December 23rd to the public at 10 o'clock. Live blue crabs will be in between 12 and 1 on Friday. So come on down and check them out. And they also wrote here that they're going to be open Christmas and Sundays. Christmas and Sundays. Sundays and Christmas. Well, Christmas is Sunday, but they're going to be open Christmas. And that's EFS Top Restaurant, quality beef and seafood at discount prices. And it's New Way to Shop, located at 2271 South Ridgeview Avenue inside the South Daytona Shopping Center. So you got to go check it out. It's New Way to Shop. They also have a computer in there where if something in there you don't see, you can just go in there and order it. You go in there, just go on, sit down at the table and order it. And we have it for you the next day. They have it for you the next day. That's what they said. They have it for you the next day. I'm reading the teleprompter, everybody. Just reading the teleprompter. But anyway, that's everybody food supply. So you don't have to go way to Ormond now for your fish and your crabs and stuff. You got live blue crabs on Fridays and Saturdays. So you don't have to go way to D-Land or way to Ormond now. You got a seafood spot and a meat spot right there, South Daytona, right there on Ridgewood. So amen for that. I just think it's a lot of change that needs to go on in this country that must take place if we continue to be this great country we are. And I feel if you break the law, you should be punished. And the trouble I have, and the reason I keep saying is, you got all these people breaking the law, ain't nobody going to jail. Man, Mark Meadows know he need to go to jail. This man was texting everybody with all kind of schemes. You know some kind of indictment need to go against this man. He know better too. I'm surprised at Mark Meadows. He tarnished his whole career for Trump. And then come to find out, he was one of the main players. We thought he was one of the ones that was trying to keep them people sane. But he was leading the pack. And this is what I tell you, we got to have fact-based information. We got to have fact-based reporting, ladies and gentlemen. We need transparency. The American people deserve to know what went on with that Trump administration trying to overthrow this election. False delegates, people need to be going to jail. They try to introduce false delegates? Are you kidding me? And to me, it seemed like they tone deaf. They want to talk about critical race theory or banning books. We got all these serious issues taking place right before our very eyes. Right before our very eyes. I can't make this stuff up. Oh man, I just can't make this stuff up. Listen, you gotta start calling your Congress people and let them know that you're not all right with how they conducting themselves in Congress. We got to, ladies, and we just can't sit around. Because the more we sit around and don't say nothing, the worse they get. Also, I like to know on a local tip, if anybody got to the bottom of do the city of Daytona plan to do anything about this flood. What we're gonna do is just kick it down the road, kick the can down the road. I mean, maybe they got some plan. I ain't heard of it yet. Maybe they got some plan, but I know it needs to be some type of plan for the whole town to be underwater. But I digress. I'm trying to cover a lot of little topics today. Samuel Knowles, they need to let Samuel Knowles out of prison. And we need to get a write-in campaign again and start writing out politicians and Congress. Tell him it's time to let this man go. You illegally kidnapped him from his country in the Bahamas. Illegally kidnapped this man from the Bahamas. You offer him 10 years, he turn it down, you give him 30. He'll have heart surgery, eye surgery. The man is ill, sick, and he needs to go home. What reason are you still holding this man? You need to free Knowles, Samuel Knowles. Bahamian people need to demand that the United States free this man. You give a man 30 years on hearsay. But you don't want to get insurrection in 30 months, but you give him 30 years. Free 90 Nose, please. Everybody, free 90 Nose. Free Samuel 90 Nose. They say he's kingpin at the Bahamas. That's what they say. Couldn't prove nothing. Couldn't prove nothing. You ever turn around and get the man 30 years. He's 63, 64 years old now. You don't have him ever since, what, 2005, 2004, somewhere like that. You kidnapped him out of Fox Hill Prison. This man was kidnapped out of Fox Hill Prison by the United States government. We'll talk about that on the other side. We're going to take a break and pay some bills right quick. Okay, we back. Also, I want to just cover a couple of other things, but listen, this man is still in U.S. custody, and I'm calling for the U.S. government to release Samuel 90 Nose and send him back to his country in the Bahamas. So we need to call for them to release 90 Nose and send him back. He was illegally taken from his country, convicted off of hearsay, and given 30 years because he wouldn't take the 10 after his first trial, ended in a mistrial. This man should be home. This man's sick. Don't have all kind of surgeries and requires constant medical attention. So can somebody tell me why he's still locked up? Can somebody tell me why he's still, so somebody help me. They need to free 90. 90 need to be free. Write your congressperson. Let them know that it's not okay to lock up men for over 30 years by some drugs. So free 90. That man was given 30 years because they say he had brought drugs into his country. But you got men who kill police officers, tried to overthrow our government, and they don't even get 30 months. Huh? They don't even get 30 months. You convict a man 30 years, get a man 30 years on hearsay, said he had a ship with drugs coming over here. He was never on no ship. You never caught him with no drugs. And you give him 30 years. 30 years. But you had all these white supremacists out here viciously attacking police officers in real time on TV. And you won't even give them 30 months. Let alone 30 years. And police officers die. It just amazes me how they so tone deaf on certain issues, on pertinent issues. They become tone deaf on pertinent issues, but outrage over nonsense. Huh? But outrage over nonsense. CRT, critical race theory, had a governor in Virginia get elected just on that, and they don't even teach it in school. Scare people up. Scare people up. Boogeyman. That tactic been used ever since you had elections. You always try to scare the masses. Always trying to scare the masses. Outrage over nonsense. But real issues, they don't even talk. They don't even hear you talking to them, and it baffles me. It really does. But I just think that a lot of it has to be. Hey, truth hurt, but a lot of it got to do with us. ourselves. If we could ever get rid of the mental barriers that have been put, that's the propaganda, all the propaganda that's been forced out our throats. If we can ever get over that, we might be, try to get ourselves together as a race of people. But I surmise they want us to stay lost. I surmise they don't want us to have nothing. That's what I surmise. Because how could you be making all that money in college sports and not at one time think about doing some conversation for the kids that's playing the game and the family they come from and the community they come from? How can you? These people making money hand over fist. If you don't believe me, I bet you they won't let you see their books. Tell me when let's see the books. You say ain't enough money, let's see the books. Because I vehemently disagree. Don't forget this is a community show. The show was created with our listeners in mind. I created this platform where you could actually call in real time and talk about what we're talking about on the air at that time. So this is a community show. We should never forget about that. PSAs all day. Public service announcements all day. Keep us informed. Give you an outlet to call in and vent. So knowing it's a community show, it takes a community to keep these shows like this and other shows like this on the air. So you get a chance, go to that GoFundMe account and throw a couple dollars in. Every little bit helps. We're all in this together. If everybody get a little bit, then we good. We're all in this together. We can't forget that we're all in this together. I want to wish everybody Merry Christmas. I want to wish everybody a Happy New Year. I want to thank everybody for all the all the comments, and good or bad. But I want you to always remember HL loves everybody. HL loves everybody. I'm going to end the show early today because got some shopping to do. So I want everybody to know that HL loves everybody. I just love everybody with tough love. So until next Tuesday at noon, you've been outside this round table with HL Siler, and I'm out.
Save a world in despair.